With the release of Tombstone Masket came the most powerful magic weapon in Oldschool Runescape, the Tumeken Shadow. The Tumeken Shadow triples your magic accuracy and magic damage, which is why it is so powerful. The weapon being as good as it is makes obtaining one quite expensive. Starting with no gold in my bank, my goal is to earn enough GP to purchase the Tumeken Shadow and take on one of RuneScape's newest and more difficult challenge, a 500 invocation completion. Here is 0 GP to Tumeken Shadow. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of 0 GP to Tumeken Shadow. In the last episode I had you guys vote on which moneymaker I should do for this episode, and it looks like you guys wanted to see Slayer over Skilling, so for this episode we will be focusing on Slayer. Also at the end of the last episode we went ahead and unlocked Rigor and Augury, very powerful prayers, and we will most likely make use of those within this video. We also ended with around a 45 mil bank. It looks like my items depreciated a slight bit, but we're around the same amount, so we are going to get started with Slayer. I'm going to go ahead and grab my Chrome's Gloves 4, and we'll go ahead and get a task from Duradel. Well, it looks like we are starting the Slayer grind extremely strong. 184 Hellhounds, and since I am doing Slayer for money, I am going to go ahead and do Cerberus, which has the potential to drop a Primordial Crystal. I think that's worth like 25 mil, maybe 30 mil at the moment, and I do have 93 Slayer, so I can do that no problem. Starting out, here's a few things I bought from Cerberus. Went ahead and bought a Bludgeon since I do not have an Arclight yet. I bought a Dragon Dagger as my spec weapon, as I can't really afford much better. Bought a Black Mask because we are going to have to remake ourselves a Slayer helmet, and then I also bought a Varix Plate Skirt as it's very tanky and also provides a little bit of prayer bonus. I have Wrath Runes and Soul Runes as I'm going to be using the Demonic Offering spell on the Infernal Ashes. It restores a few prayer points so I can save a bit of money on the prayer potions. I'll probably showcase that during one of the kills, and I also have some Sharks and Charon Bonds, but I still need to buy a little bit more supplies. The last two things I needed was Super Combat Potions because I want to stay part of the entire time, and prayer potions, and this may not be even enough because Cerberus really drains through the prayer potions, but for now I'll start with 100 and see how far that'll get me. There's a few more things I need to do, like make this into a Slayer helmet and one other thing, so let's go ahead and get to that. One of the things I wanted to go ahead and do is repair my Dragon Defender for my Dragon Dagger specs, and since I feel like I'm in a pretty comfortable point in the series while I'll always have a little bit of extra cash, I want to go ahead and repair my Void just so it's not hanging over my head. So if we go and use everything on Purdue, this is going to be quite expensive. A nice 290k taken away, but we now have everything that we had broken at the start of the series repaired. So one of the things I mentioned that we need to go ahead and do is turn this into a Slayer helmet, but before we do that I do want to imbue my Black Mask, but we ran into a little bit of a snag. If we check the reward chest, we only have 729k points, and it costs 1.25 mil in order to imbue the Black Mask, so I am going to just go ahead and AFK probably like an hour or two of Nightmare Zone. I also bought a few things for the Nightmare Zone, so I just wanted to show that to you guys real quick. Finished up with Nightmare Zone, ended up getting a little bit more points than needed, but that is okay because it got me all the way to 90 attack and 90 defense and a decent ways to 99 strength. Could even get it off the Cerberus task. I'm not exactly sure how much XP I get per task, but let's go find out. Now it is finally time to kill Cerberus, and here is the gear I am rocking with, and for those curious, here is my collection log for Cerberus. Only 2 crystals within 500 KC, so hopefully we can turn that around here. And I also want to at this point set a goal for the video. Our goal for this episode is to hit 100 mil bank value through Slayer. I'm not sure how hard this goal is or if it's even possible, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I mentioned the Demonic Offering spell, and I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to explain why I'm using it. So I'm going to go ahead and block the first, block the second, use Demonic Offering, and it'll also block the third as you see there. Took 0 damage from the ghost, and that is exactly why I bring Demonic Offering, as it slightly restores my prayer just enough for one of the ghosts. And there is our first death to Cerberus. I didn't think it would come that early, but I was making really stupid mistakes, so I guess it is what it is. Oh, we got ourselves an elite clue score from Cerberus. We'll take that. I'll attempt to do that right after this Cerberus kill here. Well, we managed to complete the elite clue. What's going to be inside of it? 82k, can't expect too much from elite clues. Well, we got ourselves another elite clue scroll, and we have ourselves another elite casket. What is going to be inside this one? No uniques yet again, and another sub 100k reward. Well, that is another crystal, but not the crystal I'm looking for. Eternal Crystal, definitely not as bad as a Pegazian. A little bit of money, I guess, but that is our third Eternal Crystal that I've gotten from Cerberus, and I've yet to get any other crystal, so I'm happy to get one. Very nice to get this early on, but definitely not the one I was looking for. Big level right there. 99 strength here at Cerberus. And now we can start working on another combat skill, which I think I'll just go ahead, and apparently all options are strength on the bludgeon. I was not aware of that. Pretty funny, but we'll start working on attack next. There we are, the last Cerberus kill of the task. Unfortunately, we did only get that Eternal Crystal, but now it is time to get another task. We got a task where we can make a decent bit of money. Thermonuclear Smoke Devil can drop a Smoke Battle Staff, which is pretty decent, and it also just has really good normal drops, so let's see if we make a little bit of money here. For Thermi, I think I'm going to go ahead and use the Spec and Redemption method, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab Carol's as my defense armor. I also went ahead and made myself a Crystal Halberd for Thermi, as it should be a little bit better than the Dragon Dagger. Oh, apparently there is an elite combat task, 20 kills at Thermi. Oh, we got ourselves a hard clue scroll from Thermonuclear Smoke Devil. I guess I'll take that. We have ourselves a hard casket. What are we going to get inside of it? 144k, not too bad considering how bad our elites have been, so they're better than that at least. Yeah, we got ourselves another hard clue scroll. I guess I'll take that. Hard casket achieved. What we got in there? 74k. We got ourselves a third hard clue scroll. Here's our third hard casket. What are we gonna get from this one? Still nothing special. This is the worst reward so far at 20k. Up to 100k C at Thermi right now. Boss is actually more profitable than I thought it would be. I mean, you get a lot of drops that are worth like 100k. Just got Onyx Bolt Tips into Sanfu Serums. Not too bad. There is the last kill of the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil task. Unfortunately, we did not get a single unique, but it was a pretty chill task and actually made a decent bit of money as well. Well, after finishing the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil, it looks like we are heading back to Cerberus, 144 Hellhounds. Maybe we'll have a little bit better luck on the crystals. That is what we are talking about. That is what I wanted to see. We got the luck we were looking for. The Primordial Crystal, the only crystal I really wanted to see. I'm like kill number 3 into the next task. That is where the money is at. That like 1/3 of my bank right there in one drop. Cerberus, I love you. Appreciate that, man. Since I got the Primordial Crystal, I may as well use it on the Paradragon boots to make my own prims. Now, it is probably better for me to sell the Primordial boots and upgrade to something like an Amulet Torture. However, I think I'm going to keep the prims since I did get them myself, and at least for the short term, it would be really cool to rock them, as they are really a beautiful pair of boots if we just throw those on. Absolutely amazing. Let's get back to Cerberus and see if we can get any more luck. Oh, first kill of the trip, we get ourselves an Elite Clue Scroll. I will definitely take that. Elite Casket achieved. Can we finally get a non-bad Elite Clue Scroll? Looks like we got a collection log item with the Black D'hide Tea, but the actual reward is only worth 184k. Granted, that is better than most of my other elites. Well, that is not the crystal I wanted to see, but we will take that, I guess. It's a collection log item and it's 50k, which isn't really a good loot, but I guess it's a crystal. Can't really complain now that I've gotten myself a Primordial Crystal. I don't know how to feel about this, but hey, I guess it's something. And we got ourselves another crystal, another Eternal Crystal. We will take that. Not the crystal I was looking for. I'm really hoping I can get myself a Smoldering Stone, but I am not going to complain. A nice 1.6 mil after we've already gotten a Primordial this task and a Pegasi in this task, which actually means I've completed every boot in this task alone. So pretty crazy tasks, if I must say so myself. There is the last kill of the Cerberus task. Unfortunately, we did not get ourselves a Smoldering Stone, though I don't think we could be too upset since we got ourselves an Eternal, Pegasian, and of course the Primordial Crystal this task. An amazing task. Let's go ahead and get another one. We got ourselves a Vampire task, so I'll probably just AFK some Vyres, and let's hope we can get ourselves a Blood Shard. Unfortunately, I have to rebuy my Blisterwood Flail, and I believe it's like 40k, so rip 40k there. For those who have never killed Firewatch Sentinels before, they're extremely nice because they're super AFK, as they never de-aggro you. They're always aggro to you. They're single combat, so that's one annoying thing. There's a altar right next to them, so you can infinitely restore your prayer. You take a little bit of damage, but that damage is restored. And just the normal drops are pretty decent. As you saw, I got a 9 Onyx Bolt Tip drops. That's a nice 73k there. And of course, there's always the chance of getting a Blood Shard, which would be like an 8 mil drop. Let's hope we get one of those. About halfway finished with the Vyre task and we actually got ourselves a hard clue. May as well do it. Who knows what we can get. Another hard casket. Maybe this one's gonna be pretty decent. And well, it seems like we got a decent amount of uniques at least. Bando's full helm and Zamark plate body. 138k, we'll take that. Oh my god, this guy left a Renar seed on the ground. Thank you very much. And we are finished with our Vyre task. Unfortunately, we did not get a Blood Shard. We got that one hard clue and that Renar seed that we sniped from, I think, this guy here. Let's see what our next task is going to be. After completing the Vyre task, I went ahead and got a new task, which ended up being Trolls, so I bought a cannon to expedite that task. After that, I ended up getting a Cuirass task, which I bought a Leaf Bladed Battle Axe for, and at the end of that task, I ended up getting a hard clue, which we end up getting a Guthix plate body from. 54k loot, not too good, but time for another task. Well, this is pretty interesting, a little bit of deja vu from last episode. We got ourselves a Zulrah task, and if I remember correctly, you actually can't choose 35, but it looks like my memory is not correct, so we are going to go ahead and choose the max amount and get 35 Zulrah, as it is a very profitable boss. Unfortunately, to afford the gear that I'd like to for Zulrah, I will have to sell off the Jordans, but at least we got some use out of them. They served me well for as long as I've had them, but they have to go. A little bit of deja vu, but I repurchased some of the gear that I need for Zulrah. I do have to do one more buy session. This should be all the supplies I need for 35 Zulrah kills, so let's see if we can get any luck. I think we already used all our Zulrah luck, but maybe we can get something. Ah, yes. The Zulrah luck continues with the Onyxes. It seems like at Zulrah I mainly get Onyxes, but I will not complain about a nice 2.2 mil. We will take that. That is now our like 5th, 6th unique. I'm losing track here, and 218 KC. Yeah, not too bad. There is the last kill of the Zulrah task, and it looks like we had double teleport drop. That's actually pretty decent, over 200k total from that kill alone. And we also got an Onyx's task, so hey, I am not complaining. 133 Daganoth, so I'll definitely do the Daganoth Kings. Hope to get myself a Berserker ring or an Archer ring. Can make a decent bit of money there. I also have the Fremenic Elite Diaries done, so I can get noted DK bones, so no matter what, it looks like I'll make at least a little bit of money. I decided to invest into a Cerberus God Sword and some blood spells, as I want to try to complete this entire Daganoth King task in one trip, so let's give it our best shot. Pretty early on in the trip, we got ourselves a hard clue scroll. I'll go ahead and collect that and try to still do a 1 kill trip, but if we end up not doing that, I'll do that hard clue scroll in between. Wow, that is something. We just got ourselves a Daganoth pet, Daganoth Prime. That is definitely something I did not expect to happen, but we will take that. That is really cool. Fun fact, I've actually gotten Daganoth Prime on my main account, and now I just got Daganoth Prime on this account. In my opinion, it's the best Daganoth pet. Daganoth Prime is like the leader. That is sick. That is such a cool pet, and I was not at all expecting that to happen. Wow, that's crazy. It's not worth anything for the series, but it's cool. That's awesome. I guess this little guy is going to be on me for this entire trip. Towards the end of our Daganoth King task, and we actually got ourselves an elite clue scroll to go along with our hard clue scroll. We have 9 more kills to go, and it looks like we will finish it all within this trip. Here is the last kill of the Daganoth task. Unfortunately, we did not get a ring, though I'm not exactly complaining because we got ourselves a new companion to follow us. This is actually the 9th pet on the account, so we'll go ahead and throw it into this nature house right here. And as you can see, I have 11 in here, but if we go ahead and throw our Daganoth in there, we now have 12 pets roaming around if you include the 3 free ones. We also got ourselves a hard and elite clue from the Daganoth King, so here is the hard casket. And it looks like we got ourselves Pisclarius teleports, about 100k reward, and from the elite clue, we get ourselves 71k, so it seems like our hard clues consistently are better than our elite clues. After that Daganoth task, I got myself an Aberrant Spectre task, and I just got myself a hard clue scroll. And here is the casket, which we get ourselves an Armadillo Kite Shield as a collection log slot, but only 71k. And now we have a second hard clue scroll from this task. Another casket, which we get 107k, at least we're above the 100k mark. On to our next task here at Cuirass, we're actually about to get ourselves an attack level. Up to 91 attack, that means we're only 8 levels away from 99, but XP wise, we're not even halfway there yet. We got ourselves a hard clue scroll from a superior. We'll take that. Take a little break from Carrasks. Another hard casket. What's this one going to have? 48k. I guess I should probably expect that at this point. Our next task ended up being gargoyles, and toward the end of the task, I got myself another hard clue. Another hard casket. Not sure what to expect from these anymore. We got ourselves an Explorer backpack, and somehow we got 338k. That is what I'm talking about. Probably something to do with the Lumberyard teleports and maybe the Tybo One-Eye teleports. We will absolutely take that. And I'm starting to accumulate a lot of clue items, for example, like the Mystic Hat, Bone Spear, and all that. So I think in the future, I'll definitely start making some stash units. We got ourselves another Daganoth task now. Looks like we're heading back to the Kings. Let's hope this time the Kings want to drop me some rings instead of dropping me a pet. Well, there is our ring, I guess, but that is not at all the ring we're going for. We're ring, the least value about all of them, but I guess it's a start. Maybe we can get some more of them. Another hard clue, you know the drill. Right after this task, we'll get that done. And there is the second clue scroll. We now have a hard and elite clue scroll, but like I said, you know the drill. I do want to finish this task first. There is a Dragon Axe. It's the first I've gotten in both of the DK tasks that I've had so far, and I'm actually almost finished this DK task, and yeah, pretty crazy. Hopefully in the last 28 kills we can actually get ourselves one of the valuable rings though. The last kill of the Daganoth task, and unfortunately the only ring we have received is the Warrior. That's the task completed. With that task being completed, we now have an Elite Casket, which just has an Honorable Blessing, 80k. And our hard clue is worth 100k. Our hard clues seem to consistently be worth in our elites. We'll take it though. Next up, we have a Greater Demon task. I'd love to do some Zami, but I actually think this is a perfect opportunity to do some in the Catacombs to hopefully get ourselves an Arclight. Unfortunately, no Ancient Shards from this task, but we did get a hard clue. And we got the Hard Casket, which we get ourselves a nice 101k, and I guess a collection log slot. I also haven't been updating you guys on how close we are on our goal of reaching 100 mil in this episode, so I'll go ahead and show you guys the bank at the moment where we're up to 90 mil. And when I said show you the bank, I'm actually not going to show you the full thing. I'm just going to show you that I'm about 10 mil away from our goal, because I do actually have a very cool loot tab which does not have the Primordial crystal that we got earlier because I did have to sell it, but it has everything else as I haven't been selling off much. And when we finish this episode, I'll be able to show you guys the loot tab and we'll sell that off. And here is the Slayer level to 94 Slayer. That means I am only one level away from Hydra. I'm not too focused on Slayer XP for this episode, really just trying to make money, but I've been doing so much Slayer, I ended up getting the Slayer level anyway. Another hard clue, what is this one going to have? It seems like we're getting a bunch of collection log items, so we'll take that, and 124k? Yeah, that's not too bad. Here we go, this is the perfect task I was looking for. 188 Black Demons. It means we're going to do Demonic Gorillas, and if we get ourselves a Zenyte Shard, then that will be 100 mil completed. 188 is definitely a good chance to get one. I really hope that I do. Very early into the task, we had ourselves a hard clue, but I'm really feeling these Demonic Gorillas, so I think I'm actually going to save the hard clue for the end of the task, and we can actually get an elite clue from these guys as well. Well, that's not exactly what I want to see. A light frame is quite a bit rarer than the Zenyte Shard I am going for, but I guess we hit the table. Yeah, definitely would have loved a Zenyte Shard there, but not much more I can say. Well, there's another drop, a monkey tail, a little bit higher in value, still on the table where it could have been a Zenyte, so a little unfortunate there. 250k. Yeah, I would have definitely preferred the Zenyte. Alright, this is not even funny at this point. Ballista limbs, height frame, and a monkey tail. If I get myself the Ballista Spring, I would have completed the entire Ballista without getting a single Zenyte. That would be funny, but let's just get the Zenyte, please. And there is that elite clue score I'm talking about. Same with the hard clue. I'll wait until I complete this task to do it. Well, that is the Demonic Gorilla task completed. Unfortunately, we did not get ourselves a Zenyte Shard, though we hit the table quite a few times. We do have an elite and hard clue score to do, so let's go ahead and get that done. We have the hard and elite casket. Hard clue 189k. That's actually pretty decent for a hard clue. I doubt our elite clue will beat it, but maybe we can get lucky. We can get lucky. 234k, and we actually got a collection log item with the Musketeer pants. I don't think that's necessarily good, but 234k, I will not complain about that. We made a few mil in alcohols from the Demonic Gorilla task, so we are really closing in on that 100 mil goal, about 5 mil to go. And from an Abyssal Demon task, I could absolutely get that if I get extremely unlucky. I think I'd need like 3 whips in a single task, which is definitely possible, but like I said, unlikely. However, I've been very unlucky in the past at Abyssal Demons. I have gotten very few whips in my like 3,000 or 4,000 KC in this account, so maybe it can turn around here. Unfortunately, that was the last kill of the task. We did not see very whip, we did not see very superior, and just for some reference, go ahead and throw up the log. I have about 4,000 Abyssal Demon kills, and if we go into the collection log, we only have 4 whips. Next up, we have a Dust Devil task, which isn't too relevant money-wise, but we are very close to 99 magic, and we will most definitely get it during this barrage task, so I'll take that. And here is the magic level with a superior Choke Devil as well. Nothing from the superior Choke Devil, but here is the magic level, 99 magic. That is the second 99 in this episode. Pretty crazy, but that is not at all the goal, but I'll take it nonetheless. Now all we gotta do is finish this task, only 37 more Smoke Devils to go. Well, we're back to where we started, 182 Hellhounds, and I would like to upload this video sooner than later, so this is going to be the last task, hopefully to make it 100 mil. If we don't make it to 100 mil, I'll probably cheat a little bit and do some Zulrah or something like that to get that 100 mil mark. So we'll definitely hit that for this episode, but this will probably be the last task I do. I don't need much in order to hit the 100 mil mark. In fact, maybe even an Eternal plus the normal loot I get from Cerberus for an entire task would be enough. If I get a Smoldering Stone, that'll 100% be enough. And obviously, if I get a Primordial Crystal, then yeah, that'll be enough as well. So let's hope for the best. 182 Hellhounds. I should get one crystal from that. Hopefully, it's one of the better ones. We got ourselves an elite clue score very early on in the Cerberus grind. We'll take that, though I do want to continue killing the dog for at least right now. There it is, the stone I was looking for, Smoldering Stone. That is actually perfect. I am out of here. That is actually almost the perfect amount to get us up to 100 mil. I am not going to do any more Cerberus. I've had so much fun at Cerberus, and that actually completes the collection log as far as the crystals are concerned. That means I've gotten one of every crystal in this episode alone. That is amazing. Before we go straight into the loot tab, we did get an elite clue scroll from the little bit of Cerberus that I did before I got the Smoldering Stone. So, what is going to be inside this elite clue? Could care less what it is because we got lucky already in this episode. 100k, honestly, like I said, at this point, could care less. Before I show you guys the loot tab, I do want to show you guys the loot tracker so you can see all the drops I got through Slayer in this episode. And as you can see, there's also the clue score rewards, and I'll just scroll through them very quickly. If you're curious about any single drop, just feel free to pause at any point during this scroll session and you'll be able to see that. Definitely the most notable drops were the Smoldering Stone and the Primordial Crystal I got from Cerberus, but I did get some other ones here and there like the Onyx from Zulrah. And as you guys can see, we have hit the goal for this episode. Our bank is now worth 100 mil with that Smoldering Stone drop. And as you can see, I have a tab here, which is all of the Slayer drops I obtained in this episode. I did have to sell off the Primordial boots, and some of the rune stacks may be a little bit inaccurate because I've been using them and I've also been buying some as well. And also the cash stack is just right here, so any of the cash drops or alks that I had will be in the cash. However, with all that being said, I've looked in the loot tab. It looks amazing, so let me go ahead and show it to you guys. Scrolling up to the top, we did get ourselves Primordial boots, which I again sold off. And as you can see here, some of the things are a little bit inaccurate, but it is mostly accurate. Got ourselves 2 Eternal crystals there. And as we scroll through, we did eventually get our Pegasian crystal as a notable drop. We did get that Onyx from Zulrah, which was quite big. We got a few DK drops, like the Rock Shell stuff and the Warrior Ring. Didn't get anything too special. We also got ourselves a Dragon Axe. We got a Leaf Bladed Battle Axe from Kurasks. We got a decent weird drops from Demonics. Unfortunately, we did not get a Zenite there. And as we scroll through, the final drop we got was the Smoldering Stone, which means we now have a 32.6 mil loot tab. Let's sell it off and see how much we actually make from the entire loot tab. We have sold everything off from the loot tab. I think it price checked at 32.6 mil. And if we check our cash stack, we're at 31.9. So we lost about 700k insta selling everything in the loot tab. I'm actually curious if I throw this in the bank, will we still be above the 100 mil mark? We will. So even after insta selling everything, looks like we are still above the 100 mil mark. So good thing we got a Smoldering Stone, and instead of like hitting the exact amount with like a few Eternal drops or something like that. Super nice. We now are up to 57 mil cash, and we've kept a lot of the essential items. We still have our Serpentine helmet and our blowpipe that we obtained in episode 2. We also bought a Magic Fang in this episode and a few other items like a Colt. We bought our Arams, Carols, we got our Ceradoman D-Hide, and a lot of other good things, even the Fury we made ourselves, the Ferocious Gloves from episode 2. So I'm glad that we still are able to keep that and maintain a 100 mil bank. Thank you guys for watching. We accomplished so much in this episode. Got our bank value to over 100 mil through Slayer. We got ourselves 2 99s with 99 strength and 99 magic. Very important ones. And we even got ourselves a new friend following us, Mr. Daganoth Prime Jr. Very happy about that. And in the next episode, I probably won't be focusing as much on the bank value, but I will be trying to unlock a few new money makers, which I currently can't do. So look forward to that. And I appreciate the support on the previous episodes. It's been absolutely amazing. I'm enjoying this series a lot, and I'll try to keep up with the consistent uploads. I hope everyone watching has a good day. I'll see you guys in a few days with the next one.